What if I told you that a huge percentage of young people want to get rid of the very apps they spend hours using every day? Well, that's exactly what a new study has found. Today, we'll explore the useful vocabulary and expressions found in the Fortune article by Beth Greenfield, "Nearly Half of Gen Zers Wish TikTok Was Never Invented, Survey Finds." As usual, there are links to the full original article and a PDF study guide down in the description. Our article begins, "The truth is out, about half of Gen Z wishes TikTok and X didn't exist. That's despite, or maybe because of, spending 4 hours a day on social media." Here I've highlighted "the truth is out." This phrase means a fact or secret has been revealed or told to the public. Like in this example, the truth is out about the company's financial problems and people are worried. This means that the truth about the company's troubles has been revealed and is now known to the public. Continuing, it says, the findings from a nationally representative poll of 1,006 Gen Z adults, age 18 to 27, by social psychologist Jonathan Haidt and the Harris Poll offer a sobering snapshot of how young adults are grappling with the addictive nature of smartphones and social media. Now, I've highlighted quite a lot in this sentence. First off, we have the word findings. This is the plural of the noun finding. I'm sure you're already familiar with the verb find, but this is the noun finding. You'll usually see it in its plural form. And findings are information that has been discovered, especially through some kind of detailed study or research. For example, we could say the scientists presented their findings at the conference. So the scientists presented what they had discovered at the conference. This article discusses the findings of a nationally representative poll. If a poll or a survey is nationally representative, it means that the survey or study includes a group of people who reflect the whole population. Also here, I've got sobering highlighted. Sobering is an adjective and it means that something makes you feel it's serious or it makes you think about serious matters. Something that's sobering is serious and even a little bit worrying. This is not to be confused with the adjective sober, which means not drunk. Though honestly, reading some TikTok comments sections might make you wish you were drunk. Because seeing such full stupidity on display without anything to numb the pain, well, that's rough. Some common collocations with sobering include a sobering experience, a sobering reminder, and a sobering thought. Like in this example here, the earthquake was a sobering reminder of how vulnerable we are to natural disasters. So this means the earthquake made people realize that they are not very safe in big disasters when they happen. Next here, we usually think of a snapshot as a quick photograph, but here it means a quick look or a short description of something. Like in this sentence, this report provides a snapshot of the company's progress. So it's a short description of the company's progress, probably something you could finish reading in a couple of minutes. Also here we've got grapple with. To grapple with something means to deal with or understand something difficult. Like in this sentence here, she's grappling with a tough decision about her future. So she's got an important decision to make and she's been thinking about it for a long time. Finally here, I've got addictive nature highlighted. This describes a quality of something that makes people want to keep using it, even if it's bad for them. We often describe the addictive nature of something, like the addictive nature of tobacco, the addictive nature of drugs, or the addictive nature of alcohol. So adults are grappling with or struggling with the addictive nature of smartphones because social media apps and games are designed to keep users on them for as long as possible. Our article continues. Haidt, author of The Anxious Generation, shares the findings in a New York Times opinion piece. He finds the amount of time Gen Z spends on social media, 60% at 4 hours a day and 23% at 7 or more, to be astonishing, particularly since 60% also say social media has a negative impact on society. Highlighted here, an opinion piece is a piece of writing or a speech that gives the author's opinion about a particular subject. So the New York Times published this opinion piece. When we say something is astonishing, we are describing something that is very surprising or shocking. So this researcher finds the data astonishing or shocking. Here's a group of people who say that social media has a negative impact on society, but the majority also use it for several hours a day. Astonishing, right? An example sentence using astonishing is, it's astonishing how fast technology is changing. I mean, really, airplanes went from being basically a bicycle with wings in the early 20th century to being faster than the speed of sound in almost no time at all. Let's look at the next part of the article. It says young people from historically disadvantaged groups have found less benefit, including 44% of women and 47% of LGBTQ respondents who say social media has negatively impacted their mental health. That's compared with 31% of men and 35% of non-LGBTQ respondents. So highlighted here, we have historically disadvantaged groups. These are communities or groups of people who have faced unfair treatment or fewer opportunities in the past. So individuals in these groups have found less benefit using social media. An example using this term is, many historically disadvantaged groups have fought for equal rights. So these groups have protested and advocated for equal rights. Next up here, we've got mental health. This refers to a person's emotional and psychological well-being. You know, how well you're doing in your head. An example using this noun is, exercise is important for maintaining good mental health. So go outside after watching this video. Finally, in this section, I have the noun respondents highlighted. You're probably more familiar with the verb respond, which means to say something in reply to someone, like responding to someone's text message. But respondent, its noun form, is a person who answers a survey. For example, most respondents in the survey said I should make a video about 100 advanced phrasal verbs first. And then immediately, I regretted not doing something short and sweet like, don't say thank you, say these 5 phrases instead. So when you take a survey, you're a respondent. Our article continues, as far as wishing a platform was never invented, TikTok and X got the most votes, followed by Snapchat, Facebook, and Instagram. So the noun platform has a few different meanings, but how it's used here means a social media service. So maybe you follow a creator on several different platforms. I'm on 2 platforms, YouTube and TikTok. But TikTok's really a young person's game, so I don't upload often there. An example using this definition of platform is, YouTube is a popular platform for watching videos. But you already knew that. Continuing, it says while only 36% of those surveyed support social media bans for kids under 16, 69% support a law requiring social media companies to develop a child-safe option for kids under 18. So right here, I've got the verb form of survey. The verb survey means to look at or examine something carefully, especially to collect information. People often survey a group of people to find out their opinions. It can also mean to look over an area, such as when an engineer surveys land before building. In both cases, surveying means gathering information to understand something better. Using our first definition of survey, we could say, the teacher surveyed the class to see how many students wanted to join the field trip. Using our second definition, we could say, the architect surveyed the site and took notes before designing the new building. This sentence means that the architect looked closely at the place where the new building would be built. He or she walked around the area, checked important details, and made observations. The word ban highlighted here can be used both as a noun or a verb. In this sentence, it's a noun. As a noun, a ban is a rule or law that says something is not allowed. For example, there is a ban on smoking in restaurants in the city. This means that smoking is not allowed at any of these restaurants because this is a law. As a verb, to ban means to officially say that something is not allowed. For example, a school might ban cell phones during class, meaning students aren't allowed to use them. But let's be real, most kids would just get better at hiding them under their desks or disappearing into the restroom for 10 minutes to scroll on Instagram like it's the only thing keeping them alive. In both forms, the word ban is connected to stopping or not allowing something, usually for safety or health reasons. Finally, in this section, I have the verb develop. The verb develop means to grow, improve, or create something over time. People can develop skills by practicing, like when you study English to get better at it, you develop your English. It can also mean to create something new, like what a lot of people in this survey asked for. They asked for social media companies to develop a child-safe option. So this would probably prevent young people from seeing inappropriate content, from getting messages from strangers, or from spending too much time on the platform. Continuing our article, it says, Height asks readers to imagine that walkie-talkies were harming millions of young people, and that more than a third of young people wished they didn't exist, yet still felt compelled to use them for 5 hours every day. In this sentence, we have the adjective compelled, which means having to do something because you are forced or feel it is necessary. These young people wished social media didn't exist, yet they feel compelled to use it. Like in this sentence, he felt compelled to stop drinking after his brother was diagnosed with liver cancer. So in this example, he feels it's necessary to stop drinking because he can see the damage it has done to his brother's health. As a verb, it's compel, which means to force someone to do something or to make someone feel like they must do something. This can be because of strong emotions, rules, or outside pressure. For example, the typhoon warning compelled us to cancel our travel plans. So because of the approaching storm, it was necessary to cancel our beach vacation plans. Our article concludes, if that were the case, he argues, we would take action, and insists that manufacturers make their products safer and less addictive for kids. Social media companies must be held to the same standard. Either fix their products to ensure the safety of young users or stop providing them to children altogether. Here we've got the useful collocation take action. This means to do something to solve a problem or to make a change, especially after thinking about it or seeing that something is really wrong. It's often used in serious or formal situations. Like in this example sentence here, the government must take action to protect the environment. And by take action, I don't mean holding another meeting about the possibility of taking action. We can't rely on businesses to do it, so the government needs to set up rules to protect it. They must take action. Also here we have the verb insist. This means to say something firmly or strongly, especially when you really believe it or want something to happen. For example, a parent might insist that their child wear a jacket in cold weather. It can also mean to demand that something be done. For example, the teacher insisted that all the students arrive on time. Finally, here we've got ensure. This verb means to make sure that something will definitely happen or be true. People use it when they want to talk about guaranteeing a result. This verb is common in both formal speaking and writing, and it's often used when talking about safety, success, or correctness. For example, the company takes steps to ensure that its products are high quality. So the company does certain things to make sure its products are very good. The company works hard to make sure everything it sells is good and meets a high standard. So in this lesson, we went over useful vocabulary like sobering, grapple with, and take action. These words help us talk about serious topics, like how social media might be affecting our mental health. So let me know in the comments, do you think you're addicted to social media? And if you found this video helpful, hit those outstanding like and subscribe buttons. See you in the future!